guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to be covering part 4 to the story, which is titled, My Fiancée Abandoned Me for Her Rich Greek Lover. However, the joke is on her as he's a broke scammer. And guys, since you watched this 2 hours ago, I'm not going to go do the whole recap like I did in part 3. You all know what's going on. But I will remind you where we left off, where in part 3, her family showed up in his Greek restaurant wanting to talk, and the parents acted like they had no idea what was going on, that they broke up and all that. And the girl's telling him to just, we'll talk about this later, that type of crap. And finally, he made the dad aware of what's going on. Dad left, and now the girl and the mother are going to try sweet-talking him. So, jumping into it, and by the way, guys, you can hear the storm here. This is Florida in August, but the show must go on, so bear with the thunder and the lightning and the occasional rain going on here. Zeus is pissed, clearly. After calming down, I told Melissa that if she wanted us to have a chance of working things out and moving past this, I needed to hear her whole story. I emphasized that if I discovered something that she had overlooked or chose not to tell me, then I would never speak to her again. Good luck getting the truth out of her, dude. That's why they call it trickle truth. Before anyone starts losing it on me, calling me a simp, how you always knew I would take her back, that I can't fight against my ancestors' Greek honor, no, I do not want her back. No, I don't love her, and no, I didn't tell her that so I could forgive her and get back together. I just wanted to know the truth. Fair enough. Some people don't care about knowing what happened or how things started, but if I can get the opportunity to know why, then yes, I would like to know why. It gives me fewer things to wonder or think about at night. Well, I still think you should just toss them out of the restaurant because you're going to get bullshit, but it's your life. This is one giant Greek tragedy, no pun intended. So they talked, and there were moments when Melissa cried and begged me to stop asking her things, saying that it was what it was, and we should focus on our future. But I kept reminding her that I didn't get the whole truth, it was over. In short, Melissa met Henry while on one of her walks, which was not surprising. He was swimming between shifts when he saw her and asked her to be impulsive and jump in the water with him, and she did. Well, I'm sure him coming out of the water like James Bond in that movie, I can't think it was called, that got Daniel Craig started, walking out of the water, Mr. Chatter Tyrone Greek guy got her, ooh, look at him, and he could tell her anything. From then on, Melissa met him daily. She described their activities, the places they visited, his way of speaking to her, and his daily life as they were part of a romantic novel. She was unable to resist him. Well, this dude obviously has plenty of experience roping in these dumb American tourists, and your ex-fiancé is no different. Yeah, notice romance novel. They all want the stupid-ass romance story to share with their friends, but these romance stories are bullshit. After a week of meeting Henry, Melissa called her mother to explain her dilemma. At first, she was unsure what to do and considered keeping Henry as a short fling before our marriage. However, Henry expressed his feelings for her and spoke about love, the moon, the stars, and how she was the one for him. From then on, some of Melissa's walks were to see Henry, while others were to talk to Susan about how to break up with me. So the mother obviously knew she was cheating the whole time and didn't care. Figured, hey, he's rich, this is a better deal for me, blah, blah, blah. My daughter with the rich guy who has a yacht, blah, blah, blah. Melissa's a grown-ass woman. I don't want to hear that Henry seduced her and roped her in. She knew what she was doing. Come on here. These girls know what they're doing. She's just trying to get out of her having any accountability here. Holy crap, listen to this rain. I think that both Melissa and Susan were so captivated by Henry's appearance and the lifestyle he offered that they overlooked numerous red flags, particularly why a rich, model-like man would choose to marry and commit his life's work to a cheating waitress he met for a couple weeks. Because that's what the fucking Hallmark movies show. That's what these dumbass... You all know what I'm talking about, these dumbass rom-com movies. Girl goes to Greece or Paris or some other goddamn place. Barcelona, I don't know. And meets some guy and she's a nobody and he falls in love with her. I mean, come on here. That's what they're sold on. The film industry's made a fortune selling these stories. Their love story turned complicated when I began sending texts about being responsible for Melissa. After I sent those texts, Melissa called her mom. Susan, her mom, then had the idea to text me from her husband's phone and erase all the evidence. Her excuse was that she did her best to make her daughter happy and that I should forgive her because her mothers aren't perfect. Mothers aren't perfect. Mama knew exactly what she was doing. Melissa knew what she was doing. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. After all the texts were sent and we officially broke up, Melissa and her mother realized that her father would disapprove of her leaving me for a man that she just met. Yeah, and that's why they didn't tell the dad. To change her father's mind, they planned a trip to come meet the family. Once her father saw Henry's mansion and yacht, how could he retire if he wanted to? He could retire if he wanted to. And how well Henry treated Melissa that they thought he would immediately approve of the change of groom. So there you go, money, money, money. And they did. They purchased the tickets, an expensive room in a high-star hotel without concern for the expenses, as the new groom would reimburse them and more. Did he say he would reimburse them, or they just assumed that to milk money from him? Can you guys hear the thunder? God damn, this thunder's coming in. The problem was that the not-so-rich Henry had dumped Melissa, but Susan had already bought the tickets to come home. They thought the plan of coming here to meet my family would still work, as they believed the past was in the past and we could fix things between us. No, the past is not the past. Your daughter is a lying, cheating WHORE. And we're done. And my family would pay for their tickets and stay. Melissa's father would never know about Henry or the text behind his back, and we would all live happily ever after, knowing that our love was stronger than before. Yeah, not happening, jackasses. Daphne and I couldn't stop laughing at that. I can't remember who the hell Daphne is. Daphne is his sister, his cousin, somebody. Daphne sounds cool. Melissa told me she made a mistake. She was young, nervous, and was manipulated by a con man. Bullshit. She let herself be manipulated. She jumped at the opportunity. She was with you, amigo. A good guy that treated her great, offered her a darn nice life in Mykonos, Greece. They weren't... Holy Jesus, this ram. They weren't yacht owners, but still a darn good life, and she chose to do this. She has to take responsibility for her actions. But again, no accountability. That I should understand her situation more, especially since I know she's never been anywhere outside of the United States. She was too naive and got hurt, but now she's learned and we can overcome this together in marriage. No thanks. I told her there was no chance of getting back together, and she cried, asking me why not. I loved her so much. You told me you would give me a chance. He says, I changed my mind. Thanks for everything before, Henry. Have a safe flight to the USA, and please lose my phone number, I said. And then with the help of Daphne and the two waiters, I left them there. Good for you, dude. And I'm sure that went against all your nice guy ways, but good for you. The following days were radio silence. Nothing happened, my phone got no texts, and the family didn't show up to the restaurant. Again, another calm before the storm. I was so happy that even though I even thought they left the island, but the hotel still had them as guests. One day her father called me and said that they all had tickets back to the United States in a few days, and he wanted to meet me in person to apologize formally. What's the saying? I fear Greeks bearing gifts. Well, that's kind of the situation here. He's showing up to give you a gift of an apology. Well, remember that line. I told him there was no need and wished him a safe flight. However, my mother got angry at me for not allowing the father to alleviate the pain of knowing he had failed. She told me to go and accept his apologies and help free the poor man from that extra mental baggage. Okay, so this young dude's mama is pushing him to, go meet with the father. But my friend, you're a young man. You're a young man. A man. If you don't want to meet with this guy, you don't have to meet with him. Your mama shouldn't be telling you this. Or at least you should be doing what you want. But then again, I guess there's a thing about sons and their Greek mamas. And you Greek folks out there can chime in on that, let me know. Family is very important to us, no matter what, no matter who. We respect families. The father's desire to apologize was also respectable. I asked him to meet us at the restaurant hours before we opened. Well, that's a good idea. So they arrived at the restaurant. What do you mean they? I thought it was just the father who was going to apologize, not they, as in his bitch-ass wife and daughter. And my mother joined me at the table this time. Well, I think she should, given that this was her idea. The father started by apologizing for the misunderstanding. He said he always loved me like a son and wished his daughter would have been wiser not to harm the relationship. He had no idea he raised her to be like that, and that was on him. Melissa kept her eyes on the table. She looked horrible. So I accepted their apology and assured him that everything was in the past. I thanked him for everything he did while I dated his daughter and wished him good luck. I thought that would be the end of it, but then Susan took out a plastic bag with receipts and a sheet of paper. It contained Melissa's living expenses since she left Henry, purchases she made while being with him, expenses for restaurants, clothes, her parents' plane tickets, hotel charges, and a paper with detailed expenses. Again, I fear Greeks bearing gifts, or whatever the fuck the line is from, The detailed expenses include her ticket back home, the deposit plus 6 months of rent for the apartment she would have to get once she's back in America, plus extras for groceries, $500 a month until the number matches the savings she lost, and $900 a month because I promised her I'd give her a great life. In other words, they want you to pay back all this money that she lost and spent because of this Henry guy. That it's your fault. Oh, okay. Even though her daughter was a grown-ass woman who knew what she was doing on purpose, and you're supposed to fork over the bill? Again, the perception of the weak-ass nice guy. And not to mention these... Wow. So, clearly the universe does not want me to do this video, guys, but I will not be beaten. I'm going to get you guys part 4, no matter how much goddamn rain comes on me, or thunder and lightning. And I know you guys are going to say, SSM, this is a sign from God or Zeus or somebody to do the videos in the house. Well, my trademark is doing them in the car, so here it is. Anyhow, I asked, what was that? Susan explained that since I was the one who caused Melissa to quit her job, leave her apartment, and come to Mykonos, it was my responsibility to help her out. Your daughter did that on her own, and this was she was going to be marrying me, and she's the one that threw it all away, so she can pay for this, motherfuckers. I returned the bag and said I did not understand why they gave it to me, given the engagement was off and Melissa was no longer my responsibility. Hey, you have the text proving that. Susan said that since she was the one sending the text and not her husband, I should still consider myself responsible for Melissa. Therefore, it was on me to help Melissa and get the place and savings back. Nope, not happening. Get the fuck out of the restaurant. I laughed and told her that's not how it works. Her daughter and I broke up, so I don't owe Melissa anything. Her father begged me to think about her future, but I told him I didn't have to. Her father begged, you fucking bitch. She was the one who decided to mess up her future for some summer romance with a boot boy. What she did, how and when, with whom, is no longer my concern. It's not your concern, dude. Melissa, like always, did nothing but cry and pout at me. This is why, bro, you should have spent years getting to know Melissa before proposing to her. We know it wasn't long, but this is a lesson. She told me Henry lied about everything. He said he volunteered himself and his yacht for an entire night to help rescue a lost boat. But he was actually a bachelor party effing the French slut. He also lied about working extra hours to help bring medicine and food supplies we needed from the mainland, but apparently that's not a real thing. Even my mother laughed at that one. I told her it wasn't my fault and she was such a gullible idiot. She said that I need to stop victim blaming and being so toxic. Oh my god. Victim blaming, huh? And toxic. Either I take her back or take responsibility for making her lose everything that she had and gave away to follow me. She chose to follow him. He made her an offer on the basis that she'd marry him. She fucked it all up. End of story. Go on Judge Judy. I'm sure Judge Judy would love this, but if there's a Greek version of Judge Judy, then fine. I told her no, I'm no longer responsible for her. If she wants someone to pay for her, she should go ask for Henry, her one true love. Her father said I was giving him no choice but to speak with an attorney, and that's when her mother slammed her hand on the table. Oh, good luck with that one. She told them that I did everything for their ungrateful daughter. Oh, he said my mother slammed her hand on the table. Okay. My mother said that I did everything for their ungrateful daughter. If their daughter was the kind of woman who leaves her family to pursue selfish and temporary pleasures, that's on them, not me. She told them not to blame the morals, family values, and intelligence their daughter lacks on her son, but to pay attention to themselves and their terrible parenting instead. Amen. I like the Greek mama here. But guess what? They're not going to take accountability because guess what? Westerners, Americans, a lot of them don't like taking accountability. My mother had kept quiet out of respect for their family until now. Now they're willing to hurt her family due to Melissa's inability to commit to one man. She told them the moment Melissa left our family was the moment she freed us from responsibility. If that bothered them, to take it out on her. They then demanded them to leave and never come back. Well, you know what? Your mom's the one that said you should meet with them, so yeah, I'm glad your mom's there to help out. Then it all exploded. I won't even try to write what happened point by point because it was too much. Dude, we're here for the drama. We're here for the entertainment. We're here to learn shit, but we're also here for entertainment. So you could document more drama. If there were chairs being thrown and hair being pulled and screaming and tantrums, yeah, bring it on. The father kept checking the receipts and expenses, and he looked very uncomfortable and regretful. Melissa cried all the time. Shocker. She kept asking me to take her back home so we could fix this once we were alone. Can't Melissa get any other guys? Honest to God, she just doesn't want to look like a jackass in front of all her friends. She misses my touch, so I should be missing hers too. Now once we're connected again, I'll see how small and dumb this problem really was. Small and dumb, you dumped me for another guy. We're engaged. What matters is how we feel and when we're together. After ignoring her for a while, she went from sobbing to pulling her hair, saying she was a stupid bee. Trying to reach my arm to crying more while holding her hand so I could take it all. She was pulling her hair, like pulling out her hair. Why weren't you recording this? You gotta be sending this shit to me so I can watch it. Susan and my mother screamed a lot. Susan insulted my mom's culture, her looks, and the tile floors of the restaurant. Oh no, she didn't. It's one thing to insult your mom's looks and your mom's culture, but don't you dare insult the choices of tile for the restaurant. Bitch is gonna throw down now. My mother said that she was surprised Melissa turned out to be that rotten and with the dubious morals until she met Susan. Susan said my mother should be ashamed to raise a man who abuses and abandons women. Really? Uh-huh. Newsflash, I think Susan, the mama here, probably has been cheating on her husband left and right since day one. At one point, my mother got so angry she cursed at them in Greek, and Susan's response was to tell my mother to learn to speak English or to go back to her country. You're in Greece. She is speaking her language. You bitch go back to her country. My mother laughed and said she was happy to know at least her future grandkids won't be uncultured idiots. Susan grabbed her tea and threw it at my mother. Oh, that sounds like assault. I swore my family members arrived at the table. Daphne and two of my sisters helped separate my mother from Susan. Male staff pushed the father towards the front door. Melissa tried hugging me, but a female staff jumped in front. Melissa then ran and hugged a pillar, screaming we need to talk, alone at home, and a group of cousins pulled Melissa from her arms, hair, anywhere they could until they were able to peel her away from the pillar. God damn. That's some fucking drama. Now, I know a lot of you guys say, that's it, it's bullshit. Any of you guys watch Jerry Springer? Have you seen the shit that's gone on there? I know a lot of you say it's staged, but there are some wacko fucking people in this world whose emotions take over everything. Once they were all thrown outside the restaurant, my mother told Melissa's father that if they wanted to get lawyers involved, we would do the same. She closed the door, and some of the staff stayed outside, covering the entrance. Susan screamed for people to call the cops, but no one helped them. We later heard they went to the station to press charges, but the cops at the counter told them to give them proof or go away. Don't these jackasses, these highly emotional, irrational jackasses know that where you live, everybody knows each other? Families are probably intermarried and friends are... Yeah, you all fucking know each other. And the police. Good luck. Susan insisted on pressing charges and only left when she said there were witnesses, and the cops told them that whoever saw something won't act as their witness. The next day, Melissa followed me everywhere in town. I had to work from home just to keep her away from our customers. Now, this is when your friends at the police station should have arrested her ass again. The locals loved the show, but some of the tourists looked uncomfortable. While I was working from my parents' home, she tried breaking into the house, cried and screamed for hours outside on the street, rang her doorbell at night, and tried climbing a tree to get to the second floor. Again, bro, why aren't the police taking her? This is an area that I'm like, I have to admit. But it's possible that just, At the hotel, Susan screamed drunk at anyone who paid attention. Obviously, this is what you heard from people at the hotel because y'all know each other. She also tried to find Henry, force him to marry his daughter, and have his uncle give him the house. The father kept himself in the room or the hotel bar. Yeah, I'd imagine that. Maybe this is the time that her father dumps the mother. This lasted for 2 days before the hotel got tired of their insanity and kicked them out. No other hotel accepted them, so they had to sleep the last night at the airport in the area but where you check your bags. I bet all the hotels called each other. It's peak season. They don't need their business. After they went back to the USA, things escalated. We got harassed online. Our restaurant got slammed and spammed with 1-star reviews and got fake orders. I got death threats from empty profiles on Instagram and texts with fake profiles of men telling me they're lucky I let go of Melissa because they're in love with her and now they can marry her. These people are fucking crazy. I believe they would give nasty reviews, 1-star reviews to your restaurant, all that. I mean, you have all what you need now to press. But here's the thing. You're over in Greece. So what I'd like to know, for any lawyers out there, what can they do in Greece where somebody's harassing them over in the USA? You know? I mean, I'm sure traces can be made through to Instagram, who these people are harassing and all that, but still, this is a big fucking mess. Alexios had a 2-hour conversation with one of them. It was obvious it was Melissa texting things like, "Yes, you laugh now, but I was you a few years ago." I let her go and tried to offend myself over how much I missed her and how perfect she is. If you don't do something about it soon, I will take her back, and you will suffer her loss. Alexios just laughed and answered that it was okay. I'm not interested in getting chlamydia and other things that made Melissa furious. I haven't blocked her, not because I want her back or because I love her, I don't, but because every text she sends is added to a pile that we send to our lawyers. Okay, that's his I mean, this, if you're playing the long game here, but I still want to know what in the hell you can do from over in Greece for actions by Americans. I'm not that knowledgeable in that area, so chime away, lawyers. Her texts go from love, sexting, nudes, to angry voicemails, to her buying pills at the pharmacy, saying that could be our last conversation, and not answering her calls will haunt me forever. She bought Advil. I don't know what she can do with those pills. Gentlemen, there are women that are that fucking crazy. And remember, the other crazy comes from her mother. And vindictive, I might add. Her friends have also escalated, of course. They sent me texts that I wasn't a real man and how I was a simp, an incel, and a monster for abandoning the woman who loved me the most when she needed me the most. When you were here in the States, didn't you notice your friends were a bunch of loons? I mean, really? I sent them screenshots of her and her father telling me I wasn't responsible for her. If anyone texted back that I should be the bigger person and help because she loves me, I just resent the screenshots until this stopped. We haven't been contacted by a lawyer yet. Our lawyer says it could mean that they're taking their time finding as much as they can in their favor, or that every law firm has refused to take their case since they have no case. He advised me not to respond to any of her provocations and not to post anything negative about her because that would just give them ammunition. Listen to your lawyer. That's where we are now. My parents took down the restaurant's website for now. Well, that's unfortunate. It's going to hurt a bit. Locally, you're going to do fine, but still. My sisters are getting harassed online. Alexios is having fun taunting Melissa. I'm fixing my home back door and trying to stay as busy as possible with my work, gym, and family. Stay safe, brothers and 4% sisters. I'll send an email if there's an update. Thanks. Holy shit. I'm glad I went through this storm here to share this story with you guys. The fucking weather wasn't going to stop me. I'm sharing this story. Goddamn, bro. Again, why you raced to get in a relationship with her and proposed to her. So if you were with her a long time, like I've always recommended, the crazy would have come out. Some of it, at least. But holy shit, she's batshit. Absolutely. And her mother. And I guarantee her mother was cheating on the dad, too, as well. Guaranteed. So, do your best here. Listen to your lawyer. Ride out the storm. Every text she sends you, as annoying as it is, that's evidence you can have. But I still wonder what in the hell you're going to be able to do over in Greece to over here in the US of A. But, hey, maybe I'll get to learn something about international law that I never knew. Or any of your lawyers can chime in. So, bro, good luck to you. I'm glad you didn't take her back. I appreciate you writing in. And as I said before in part 1, this ain't over. Guaranteed, it ain't over. But when it's finally over and all that, then you can block all them. But meanwhile, do what you gotta do. But nothing surprises me, guys. I've been doing this too long. I'm probably halfway through my life at this point, 46 years old. I've had my share of shit in this lifetime with people and women and relationships. And after 3,000 plus videos I've published, and there's plenty more I've read that just never went to video, believe me, nothing surprises me at this point, and anything's possible. So, great story. I'm sorry you're going through this, man, but let's remember this. down the road, when this all is finally over with, and you're met the next girl of your dreams, and you feel inclined to move things along quickly because you want to have a big Greek family, a lot of Greek babies, that type of thing, from big fat Greek wedding, and get to know her. At least if you pick a Greek girl where you're from, everybody's going to know her and her family, so hopefully it'll be better. Don't waste your time with American girls. That's why so many guys are either walking away, not getting relationships, and certainly not marrying, or they become passport bros and finding chicks elsewhere abroad. But good luck to them too, because, well, the madness is everywhere. Be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.